executive session and live again. And we'll continue with new business. And it came to our attention that the county administrator has an item for us that has to be addressed today.
Well, I do have one item. It just came in this morning. We do have a new county attorney, Tom Miner, that's come back out of retirement to help us out, and he was busy at work this morning typing up new contracts. He has one between the County of Allegheny and Allegheny County Telecommunications Development Corporation and Southern Tier West Regional Planning and Development Board that would allow greater access to our towers for broadband, to install broadband equipment. This is a project that we've been working on all summer, and I was happy to see the paperwork come through because we'd like to get this taken care of before snow flies, so it's pretty imperative we move fast on this so we can get that equipment on there. However, there was not enough time between lunch and now to get an MOE around, so I am asking that I can submit an MOE, but that this committee approve this to move forward to Ways and Means on Monday for a resolution to come off the floor on Monday.
So this is just order from this committee directing the county administrator and the county attorney to prepare that resolution, correct?
Correct, and it would be referred, I believe it would go to Ways and Means.
All right. I'll entertain a motion. Mr. Havey, seconded by Mrs. Hopkins. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Anybody opposed? Carried. All righty. Now, if I think we got the Undersheriff will wants to make a statement, I believe. Undersheriff Monroe.
Good afternoon again.
Good afternoon.
Just here to inform the board that when the sheriff dictates that when it will be my last day, I'll be resigning from the office and pursuing other interests in North Carolina in the near future. So I just want the board to know and appreciate everything you've done for the sheriff's office and myself personally. So I thank you all for what you've done.
Well, Undersheriff, it's been a real pleasure to, obviously you and I worked together for many years in my former capacity with law enforcement and yours with the PD. It's always been a pleasure.
It is.
And I'm sure I can speak on behalf of the whole board in saying that we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I'd like to publicly thank Kevin. It's been a good 11 years. We've worked well together. I'm definitely going to miss him. I'm going to miss his help, but he decided it's time to move on, and I support him in that. He's also requested that he receive the same compensation when he leaves that former undersheriffs have as regard to his sick and vacation time. And I would like the board to consider that and to approve that.
Okay.
I think I'll just clarify because we're not always clear in our minutes and in some of our policies that all of our other undersheriffs who's been worked here on waivers. And a waiver is when you've worked for a retirement system, you've retired under another retirement system, and you've come here, you're already retired, you're working here full time. We've had a number of other undersheriffs in those positions, and when they leave, they have some accruals of vacation and sick, and we normally pay out all of the vacation time, all of the personal time, and half of the sick, and we'll be doing the same for Undersheriff Monroe.
Right. And under those circumstances, having been previously retired from another New York State retirement system, they can't add to that or receive any additional compensation for those additional years of services. Is that correct?
I believe there might be a technical way for them to do that, but normally they would request a waiver, and they've been granted a waiver from the retirement system.
So this is something we've done in the past to help compensate for that. Is that
correct? It's a little different than our normal employment with other employees where we already know what the rules are. They're very clear when people retire, when people resign. This is a little bit different because we don't have very many people other than typically the sheriff or the undersheriff that are working full-time under a waiver. They're already retired.
Do we need to spell out specifically what that?
No, I think I did.
All right. So, it's in past practice. All right, I'll entertain a motion. Mr. Habe, second by Mr. Harris. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I think there was one more thing you had. You wanted the permission to fill?
Oh, yes. If that's what's, if that's what's required, I would request permission to fill the undersheriff's position.
I think, well, we all know it's your appointment. I don't know if technically it does, but might facilitate things a little easier with personnel or whatever, I'm not sure. But I'll entertain a motion to give permission to fill the undersheriff's position. Mr. Decker, and second by Mr. Dibble. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Yes. You've never had such an easy day. All right. Is there anything else under new business? Okay, now we'll move along to the good of the order. We're running a little over time, but I do want to point out that we do have Kevin Demick in the back there, and he's a candidate for legislator in District 1 who's been sitting in on recent meetings. And Kevin, or as I call him, Fred, it's always good to have you here, and we're glad to see you're catching up to speed there with everything that's transpiring on the legislative front. So I'll move along to adjournment. Moved by Mr. Harris, seconded by Mr. Decker. Okay. No discussion there, right? Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Carried. We're adjourned. Thank you.